So you play Nasus support? Yes. And you don't put any points into Q until you hit level 12? Yes. So you are not collecting any stacks? Exactly. So what are you doing as an Nasus support then? Well. It's debuff time. Annoying slow. Attack speed reduction. Armor reduction. Unkillable. Welcome to Nasus support, where the ADC is not going to have any kind of fun at all. And now, I'm going to show you how to dominate the laning phase with this pick. This pick was suggested by one of my viewers. If you also have a great off-meta pick you want to share with us, join my Discord server and maybe you can also find more off-meta picks posted by other users. Link to my server is in the description below. Well, I know. I was told to play AP Nasus support bullying the enemy ADC with my E-spell and poking them down. But there is a reason why I changed the items. One advantage is, when you play AP Nasus support, that you basically can't miss the E-spell and poke the enemy down by just pressing one area, which gives you the possibility to hit more people with one spell. You can also keep them longer inside the circle with the slow. And yeah, here are the disadvantages, and I think you guys can imagine what happened. Damn it.
Another one.
I think I forgot some.
Another one. 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 Another one.
Defeat.
That's why I decided to buy tank items. So instead of dealing annoying poke damage, I'm going to debuff the enemies into the ground. So I'm basically a reverse Lulu. But the outcome is still the same. The enemy ADC is not going to have any kind of fun at all. Anyway, at level 1 you make sure to skill your E-spell first. So when you come to your lane, you instantly let your enemy ADC know that he is not going to have fun time during this laning phase. But since this spell costs a lot of mana, don't spam it too much. I would recommend using it when your mana flow band and comet is up. Otherwise it's not really worth spamming it for poke. As soon as you hit level 2 you are going to put a point into the W spell which slows the enemy by 47% with 1 point and reduce their attack speed by 23%. That's a really hard debuff for the enemy ADC on a point and click spell. But you only want to use it at this stage of the game, when the enemy team engage. By reducing their movement and attack speed it is way easier to get out. Most of the time the enemy wouldn't be in the position to run you down anyway, since you poke them down to low health, and when they are going to engage, they will probably lose the trade. So most of the time you will be the one engaging. But before you do, that you have to poke the enemy down. I think this will help. Nice. And when they get to close, you just slow them by left-clicking on them with your slow and use your circle of death to reduce their armor. Now you can just run them down with your ADC and you can get easily your first kill. Nasus is tanky enough to tank all the incoming damage. That's why some enemies just ignore me and focus the ADC, but then I will just focus their ADC instead and reduce their attack and movement speed. And now you have to kill the Cogmo on your own Alistar. Wait, don't run away. Ha. I got you. Hello again. We are here to surprise you. Oh, you want to play hide and seek? No problem. Let's have some fun.
Bruh.
Fuck this game, I'm not going to waste my time on this. Pathetic. Just watch out, misfortune, don't get caught by my E-spell. Any last words?
Yeah. I want to tell my
Making kills even get easier when the red slime blob just go in without any setup or idea, so we just poked him down, so he tried to hide from us behind his bodyguard who also wasn't capable to get anything useful done. Meanwhile the jungler was waiting for the right moment to engage and thought it would be a great idea to go in after both of them were dead. When the enemy somehow has a brain and respect Nasus support, you can easily poke them down or zone them from a minion wave. This way, you create a solid CS lead for your ADC in the more important part, giving the enemy a hard time on their lane, causing them to go mental. When the enemy has a bot lane at home that poke a lot, you can obviously poke them back by using your circle, but there is also something else you guys should make use of. Nasus passive. Soul Eater. Nasus gain, depending on his level, 9 to 14% lifesteal when he hit an enemy or a minion. So by just hitting the minions with your auto attacks, you can gain some HP back. Obviously it's not that much, so you still have to dodge the skull shots, but on long term, you are getting quite a lot of HP back. So don't stand around in the lane doing nothing, just like you in real life, and spamming your E-spell. Rather auto-attack some minions when you are sure that the enemy can't hit you with their abilities. Another important part of this pick is that you don't skill your Q spell until level 12. No matter what happened, you are going to max out your E and W spell first. The reason for this is quite simple. Even though the Q is an auto-attack reset and is one of the key features with the stacks, as support Nasus you are not going to deal any kind of damage at all. So it is more effective when you max out your debuff spells first. At max level, the slow, armor and attack speed reduction are doubled. It's just a waste of skill points leveling your Q spell. With Nasus slow spell, you have a great gank setup for your jungler. It's a 50% slow at level 1, and it obviously can be dodged due to the fact that it is a point-and-click spell. So when a jungler comes for a gank, walk up towards the enemy and slow them, and most of the time it is a guaranteed kill. Also put a circle around them so the health bar even melt away faster. When the enemy sees the gank and decide to go for a 1-for-1 trade, just put the slow and your exhaust on him, and he will instantly regret playing a DC against support Nasus. Sometimes when the enemy bot lane starts to run away, you have to decide as a jungler who you are going to focus to get at least one kill. This problem doesn't exist with support Nasus since you just slow them and flashing away, or your jungler missing his stun won't affect the outcome. She will die a painful death. They can use all kind of abilities and my team can miss everything. At the end of the day we still get a kill. As summoner spell you should take exhaust with you, since when the enemy cleanse your slow, you can just use the next point and click debuff, and you manage to kill them anyway. Well, since no one takes cleanse in low elo, you can just use exhaust as another debuff for the enemy when you think that the fight is going to be a close one. Overall it's better than ignite since you don't want to take any kills at all. Give me that gold. Your next power spike obviously comes with hitting level 6. I hope you didn't put any points into the Q spell yet, as already told. Nasus turn into a dungeon boss while getting tons of buffs, but the most important ones are the bonus health, bonus armor and bonus magic resistances. As soon as you slow the enemy and they don't have another option than to fight you, you are just going to press one button and keep debuffing the enemies while you are unkillable. Very useful in team fights since low elo players tend to attack the enemy standing the closest nearby regardless how useless they are. Since your E spell is an OE spell, you can reduce the armor of several players at the same time. The W spell should be used to slow the carry or an assassin that is trying to kill your carry. But the ultimate can also be used to save your own ass. When a fight didn't turn out in your favor, which isn't possible with this insane build, so it's totally your fault, some people might try to kill you. Just press R and activate the dungeon boss mode. They will immediately realize that it is hopeless and give up. Or they are stupid and keep attacking you rather turning around to my carries and try to kill them instead. Well, this is the outcome. But what happens if they focus the carry instead of Nasus support? Well, they will have a hard time killing them, since while they are fighting, the annoying dog with the stick will debuff him the whole time, making it really hard to kill the carry. This playstyle is really easy also after the laning phase since the only thing you will be doing is debuffing the enemy carry and running overextending enemies down. The spells are a point and click slow and an OE damage circle, so you can't mess it up. Running down enemies also get really easy late game since the slow will be nearly up again after using it when you max it out. So when the enemy thinks he can finally run away, psych, you are getting slowed again. Just keep in mind that you don't deal any kind of damage, so you can't fight without an ally nearby. And if you want to know why Nautilus on the mid lane is easily winning a 1v1 against a Yone, click on this video right here.